Hello. They kicked me off, y'all. They kicked me off. Kicked me clean off. Now I have to get my disclaimers all over. That's hilarious. Kicked me clean off. Was not trying to let me be great. Mm, um, I'm back. Hopefully you come back. Hopefully you are back. Not come back. Well, some of you are here. Sorry, y'all. They kicked me off. They said, talking about emotional dysfunction. We need people to still be emotionally dysfunctional. And I'm like, no, it's a no. I gotta come back. Um, Let me say thank y'all for those of you who joined me on part one. This is part two. It's not gonna be long. Um, but I forgot what I was saying before they kicked me off. Y'all hear my voice? It's going down now. It's going down. I've been drinking teas, and of course, I've been drinking Be Clear. If you'd like to learn more, click the link in the description box down below. No, but we're talking about emotional dysfunction. It's like something I forgot to say on part one is like parents, if you are emotionally dysfunctional, you will indirectly affect your kids emotionally indirectly. Um and at this time we're gonna talk about generational curses. Cause I don't know if you know it or not, but this is my understanding. This is my since it's not common says to me. Generational. That means that it is something that is passed down from previous people before you, and then it's passed down to you. So when people say that they are breaking generational, oh, I better put the top on there. So when people say that they are breaking generational curses, in my mind, it says, "Hi, Tamika. I'm sorry. I got kicked off. Was talking too good about emotional dysfunction. No, I think my Wi-Fi was like acting up. But um, we're talking about generational curses, and I was thinking like, okay, when you say generational curses, that means that the people before you dealt with it, but then it still got passed down to you. And in my mind, I was trying to figure out like, how did it get passed down to another generation if the generations before me could have like dissolved it or resolved it or whatever the word should go right there. And so then I was just really confused. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is it like I don't understand? Like, I started to think about like people and families who, like their grandmother knows that one of her children is a pedophile and he's able to like touch people in the family, like not just one person, I mean multiple people. And then like their kids start touching people. And then it's like a whole like all of the generations of your family has been touched. And then it's like no one says anything. It's just like so then it's like, oh, I'm dealing with the generational curses of my family. So is maybe you can help me understand, like, is that what they mean when they say generational curses? Because in my mind I just be thinking like, wait, no one is strong enough to sin against the generational curses. Like, how does it get to the younger generations? Like, I'm not saying that I'm Superwoman or anything like that, or Wonder Woman or whoever the fuck woman. But what I'm saying is, like, if I see things like, I know alcoholism is strong in my family. Like that's strong. I told y'all in part one that I was an alcoholic. Um, in so many words, but I'm saying it now. I was an alcoholic. I'm not. I haven't drunk alcohol in forever. But I know, I understand. I think that's why it's important. Oh, I'm gonna say that. I think that's why it's important for people to understand their families, like to understand the things that happen in the families. When I was growing up, my grandmother and my uncles would say, check out the person's family tree. And at first, you like, again, with the elder people, the elders, the more seasoned people, you would be like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, I'm not dating their family, I'm dating them. But as you get older, you understand they're trying to get you to see what's in the family lineage, like, see, like, if diabetes or heart problems or anything like that is in the family history. So then you'll know what you're getting yourself into. And so then, like, that's why I feel like people need to talk more. Like, families need to talk more, especially if you have a grandmother and your grandmother knows that the shit is going on. Like, someone should have the courage to stop it. It's not like, oh no, we're not just gonna go over grandma's house no more. No. No, 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 no. Somebody should have the courage to stand up against it. Like I was saying with alcoholism, I was thinking to myself, I was like, you know what? How fucked up is it if I see any one of my siblings like going down the road of alcoholism and I don't say shit to them? Like, how fucked up is that? For me, I'm just saying me. Like, I should get my disclaimers again because I came back. I do not tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion that is towards me or to anyone in the chat or anyone that appears on the screen. Um, there will be cuss words. There will be tears. My opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. We are here to have a conversation about emotional dysfunction tonight. And feel free to share your opinions. I just feel like it's fucked up if, like, you are older and some shit happened to you and it was just like, okay, I'm gonna be quiet. And I'm not saying that you are wrong for being quiet. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this, right? You know how you felt in that situation. You know the way that your life, the journey you went down after that shit happened to you. I think it's important for you to know that. Now, I'm not saying live with that every day, but I'm saying know that. And then you know that you have younger siblings, or you know that you have younger cousins or cousins, even your same age. Like, y'all should like form a pack and protect each other. Like, you should start outing the people that the shit is happening to. I know, like, that sounds like real fucked up. I know it does. But think about this, right? I was having a conversation with someone and I said, when I be telling y'all, like, I have a conversation with someone, I never repeat the conversation that I had with them, what they told me. I tell you from my point of view. That's it. I don't say anything else. But I was having this conversation with someone and I was just thinking, like, I am a real life, like, I don't know what term you would put on it, but I'm the type of person, like, anything that I fucking feel, I don't want anybody else to do with that. That's why I was like, hey, I was drinking and driving. Don't fucking, if you have 2 drinks and eat 5 burgers and 6 tacos and you feel like, oh, it absorbed all alcohol, you still have alcohol in your system, don't fucking get in a car and drive. I'm the type of person to be like, hey, I was molested and here's the shit that happened to me. Maybe you might just see signs in yourself. Maybe you might see signs in your siblings, cousins, aunties, uncles, whoever. You might see those signs. Do something about it. I just personally felt like I don't want anyone else in my family to ever feel this. So if I have to speak it, if I have to go to the fucking mountaintops and shout it from the mountaintops and talk about it all the way till I get back down to the bottom, I will do that. So no one else, because what we don't realize is, right, we think that that is an isolated incident. It is not. That isolated incident becomes insecurities, it becomes fear, it becomes obligation, it becomes guilt, it becomes rejection, it becomes all kinds of shit, especially if it is not talked about, especially if it is not resolved. If you are someone who experienced that and no one did anything to protect you, now you feel like you have to protect yourself, and now you're doing shit that you don't even want to do, or you never even thought that you would have to do, because you're trying to fucking protect yourself, because the people who should have protected you didn't. That's where emotional dysfunction comes in, because now it's like we have to take on shit that we shouldn't even have to be thinking about in the first place. Let's just say that we shouldn't have to think about shit like that. If you were younger and you was molested or you were raped, you shouldn't have to think about shit like that. You shouldn't have to be like, I don't want to go here because this is what's gonna happen to me. You shouldn't. You should just be able to be free and play with toys or do whatever the fuck you was doing, basketball, whatever it is. But once that shit happened to you, I think we should have more people talking about how to heal, like how to heal after divorce, how to heal after loss of a parent, how to heal after being molested, how to heal after whatever it is that you experience, how to overcome addiction, how to, like, more people should like talk about like the process of it. Like, we see people, like, okay, we see them here, and then we see, okay, they are okay now, they're doing good, they're on the road to recovery. Like, I don't know if you've checked out this channel, but it's Soft White Underbelly, right? I love this channel. It's a YouTube channel, Soft White Underbelly. I love it because not only do he give you the perspective of the person, like he gives you perspective of all walks of life, people from all walks of life. Not only does he give you that perspective, but he also keeps up with the people. Like, he keeps up with them. They come back and they talk to him. Some of them have been clean. Some of them haven't been clean. Some of them have gotten worse. Some of them have gotten better. Some of them are in help or getting help. It's just being able to see other people's lifestyle, and it's just like, man, like, they were talking on another I listen to a lot of podcasts. They were talking on a podcast, and they were just breaking down like how we are all one paycheck away from being homeless. And as someone who was homeless, it was just like, that's a reality. Like, that's a real life reality. And then living in the housing markets, or living in the times we live in now, where you could find a reasonably priced apartment with a bedroom and in a nice neighborhood for like $600. It would just be nice. It would be beautiful. And you pay your security deposit, boom. First month rent, boom. Now they want security deposit, first month's rent, middle of the month rent. They want the end of the month rent, the end of the year rent. They want all the rents. And then you got to pass a background check. They want a credit check. They want all of the checks. And then the apartments the housing that you're looking at, and that's just for in the hood. And I'm going to say hood because y'all know what I'm talking about when I'm saying hood. Don't even think about going, into the other outskirts of the hood, because now you getting into the thousands, 1,500, 2,000. It's like, what? And then you go look at a place and it's like small, like real small. So everybody, like, even I was having conversations with the people around me. Hi, J Car. I was having conversations with the people around me, and I was just telling them, like, do you know how blessed you are to still be able to maintain the lifestyle you was living before the pandemic, during a global fucking pandemic? Y'all remember when it was like nobody could go to work? Nobody. Everybody was sitting at home. The queen, the president, you probably like, oh, they was already rich. But listen, nobody could go anywhere. We was all sitting at home. At this time in our lives, it's just like we are all on the same page. Like, life literally gave us an instant reset, and now we could, like, 2 years. 2 years, it was in 2 years and a month. I'm just gonna say a month because January I'm almost over. But 2 years and a month, we've been in a global fucking pandemic. I utilized that time to figure out um businesses, passive income. Last year I kept saying I want to have 7 streams of income, passive income, passive income. I spent so much time researching passive things that I could set and forget, not just like that, but like set it and, like, keep checking back on it. I'm researching, I'm building. I real life do not want 2022 to go out without me having multiple streams of income. Multiple. And I'm not saying it like it's not possible. It is highly possible. Not just for me, it's highly possible for you, because there's so many opportunities to do it. So many opportunities. Like, I've been telling my people around me, I was like, listen, we got to start a business this year. And I'm not telling them they got to start a business because I want them to start a business. No, because if you hear the conversations around me, these people have really good ideas. And that's why I said to you, if you were thinking about starting a YouTube, start the fucking YouTube. So what? There is Be Clear water. You can have not Be Clear water. You can have whatever kind of water. You can have emotional surprise water and start bottling your water. The crazy thing is, this is not crazy, but it's crazy to me because I went to school with the gentleman that makes this water. I went to college with him and he has his own brand of water. Water. His own brand of water. And I started to think about, like, he has his son, like he shows on his social medias how his kids help him, like, put the labels on or bottle or box them or deliver them. And I'm just like, how dope is that? He's teaching his kids, like, the next generations, his legacy, um about being an entrepreneur. And so I'm looking at the people around me and I was like, hey, you got a really good idea. And then if you sit down and fill out a business model Canva, this week I'm gonna figure out how to put a PDF. I'm gonna figure it out so that I'm gonna say in the description box down below, you can click that and figure out, a business amount of Campbell. Like, you want to start a business, but you don't even know who you're, like, I be telling artists this, right? I know y'all probably like, you be talking about artists all the time. Hey, I'm music all day, every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Music. Um, I be telling artists, actually, I'm gonna upload a podcast episode. I do have a music podcast. I'm gonna upload a podcast episode tomorrow about the importance of connecting. Cause I be telling music artists, I was like, oh, you just releasing music. Like, if you release an album in the last 6 months, right? If you've done no promotion, if you haven't talked about your own album, I just be thinking to myself, like, why do you I I'm a person that's gonna ask a lot of questions. If you haven't figured that out, I'll be asking people questions all the time. I was like, so when you woke up and was like, I'm gonna be a music artist, producer, singer, songwriter, whatever. What was your thoughts? Like, where do you see yourself? And then I'll be hearing people say, I want to win a Grammy, I want to go on tour, I want to do all of these different things. And then I'm just like, but you're not even putting yourself in position so you could actually do that. What you mean? I got my stuff on Spotify, Tidal, Apple. And I was like, okay, cool. But, I did notice one of your things, and you don't even promote that your song is on Apple or Tidal or Pandora or Google or anywhere. You just focus on one. Like, most people just do Spotify. It's like, what about the people that don't have Spotify and have Apple? Or what about the people that listen to music on YouTube? It's so in my mind, it's just be like, people do what they see other people do. Like, you see other people start a YouTube channel. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this on my YouTube channel. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. What I'm saying is, make it your own. Do you want to start a business? Figure out everybody you need. You want to start a makeup business, right? Everybody and their mama want to be celebrity YouTube or celebrity makeup artists. Find a niche. Find a niche that you're comfortable with. I had told somebody, maybe she's watching, but I had told somebody, I was like, um, everybody and their mama want to be a celebrity makeup artist. But I was like, what about the people at domestic violence shelters? Like, they want to feel beautiful too. Like, what about people that are lost their hair to cancer? Or like, what about people like funeral homes? Like what about the people, what about the other people? Like, I get it. We all want to have that celebrity. We always want to have that. And I was like, think about how much of a celebrity you can be. And I'm not talking about celebrity in the amount of money you have. I'm not talking about fame like that. I'm talking about celebrity in, like, you do the makeup of someone who has experienced domestic violence, and you make them feel beautiful, and to see the smile and the outcome of what something that you did, that not only gives you that boost of confidence, but it also helps you to see that you're helping someone else. And I was just like, I'm all for getting people to see the alternative of that. Like, when I started out in music, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a dope songwriter. That's all I wanted to do, is write songs. I never had any intentions of singing these songs. I was just like, I'm gonna write the songs. And then I was just like, well, no one wants to sing my songs, because it's like, I don't know, you're not famous, you're not a celebrity. Like, what I'm gonna get for singing your songs? And I was just like, well, I'm gonna take care of all the other stuff, put it on all of distribution sites, and make sure. And they were just like, no. So then I sung my own songs. I didn't have any intentions of releasing them, but then I was like, no, people will need to hear this, and then I released it. And so then it was like, okay, if I can do all of that with me, let me see. Let me see if I could do that with someone else. And then I was like, I hit up some artists like, hey, let me see if this will work with you. And they was willing to take that chance with me. And we were able to make some beautiful things happen. And that was me. That's a part of my letting go of my emotional dysfunction, where it was like I didn't believe that I was capable or worthy enough or good enough to be in the spot that I'm in right now. I felt like it was all a fluke. It was just something that, just happened to me because of whatever. But the reality of it is I'm very talented. I'm very talented. And I would have never said that before in my life, but I'm very talented. I'm very good at what I do and helping artists get their money. I'm good at doing that. I'm good. I'm good at helping. If you want to do a YouTube, I'm good at helping you set up the foundation of it, the banner, the overlays, because everybody's streaming right now. Like, overlays is great. You see what I have right here? This is the overlay. I'm good at doing that. Intro, outro music, intro, outro screens. I'm actually getting better at doing intros and outros. I'm unlocking all of my creativity. I'm right now trying to figure out this design I want to put on shirts for February. I want to wear my own created shirts, custom handmade shirts. That's hilarious. I want to do that. But the crazy thing is when I was younger, I had ideas like that. I had like, okay, I want to wear my own clothing brand, but it's like, well, why would I do that? Where I'm gonna get the labels? Where I'm gonna get all these things? And then I found Hobby Lobby. I don't know if you ever been to Hobby Lobby. You now when I go shopping with people and they be like at Target, or wait, Target is a good store. But Target or Walmart or the mall or anything like that, I just be like, God, are we all almost done? Like, our real life be like that now. I can go to Hobby Lobby and it's daylight outside and be in there like all day. I'm telling you, Hobby Lobby. If you have a Hobby Lobby, I wonder if it's just in Wisconsin, but if you have a Hobby Lobby where you are, you should definitely go. I went to Hobby Lobby. I'm doing ASMRs, and I found this. Um, and I got some other stuff to go with this, but I was just like, what else do I need? And no, I walked in the Hobby Lobby. I kid you not. I was finding everything that I needed for my channels, business, everything. And I'm just like, I should do a trip to Hobby Lobby. So that's one of the videos coming up. Like, I just want you to encourage you. It might sound like I'm rambling. I'm really not. I'm just really saying, like, I want you to get out of the emotional dysfunction of not crying or not allowing yourself to be angry now. When I say allowing yourself to be angry, allowing yourself to feel that moment and understand where it comes from. Because a lot of us is just out here being angry and causing harm to people because we're angry. And then when we think about why we're angry or we did the things we do, then we want to apologize and feel sad, when it's just like, if you were to resolve the issue as to why you got angry in the first place, you would be fine. Just like if you're out here and you know that you have a pattern of drugs and alcohol abuse or sexual abuse, and I'm not talking about someone else, I mean, like, if you're having sex, you're using sex as a means to cope with the way that your life is, it is now time for you, it is now time for you to take a step back and look at yourself and say, listen, especially if you're in your 30s. I'm just going to say it. If you're in your 30s and you're still living your life like you're a teenager in your early 20s, you're 30. You're almost 20 years away from 50. I was talking to my mother the other day. I was like, oh, I'm about to be 42 this year. I'm like 6 steps, not more than six. I'm like 8 steps away from 50. Never would have thought I would have saw it, but I'm here. And you think I'm not going to live my fucking best life? You think I survived a global fucking pandemic for 2 years and 30 days and still be bogged down with the trials and tribulations and traumas of my past? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that I will still have cases or triggers or experiences but I'm not going to act like they don't exist. That's my thing. I'm not going to act like they don't exist. I'm going to accept them, acknowledge them, and figure my way through them. No pity parties, no hurt people. Because again, I'm going to say this. If you are a hurt person, listen, look at me, listen to me. Take the time to heal. Take the time to heal, especially if you have kids, because you indirectly pass that hurt on to your child, and now your child is responsible for dispelling the generational curse. I really be wigging out. Like when I was growing up in church and people were like, oh, you got to break the generational curse. And I'm just thinking, like, how did that become? Yeah, it's a no for me. It's a no. I'll take on all the generational curses just so the people behind me will have the leg up. Like I I heard somebody say, like, people I grew up around, they was like, man, I wish my mother and them would have taught me about credit, and I wish they would have taught me about stocks and like investing and all of that shit. And I was like, okay. So let me ask you this question: are you teaching your kids that? And they was like, oh well, it was like, but how are we wishing that somebody else would do that and you're not even doing it yourself? And I'm not knocking anybody's parenting style, but that's what I'm gonna say. Like I was one of those people that was like, I wish somebody would have told me. And what am I here doing on this YouTube? I'm telling you, if you want to start a fucking business, you can start a fucking business. It don't take a lot of money. It do take money. I will say it take money, but it don't. Cause I'm gonna say like I learned, and I learned from watching white tea people. Um, they can want to start a business and they'll utilize the shit that they got. They'll go in their kitchen, they want to start a cupcake business. They'll take out the baking powder, baking soda, semi-sweet chocolate chips, flour, sift the shit with the kitchen name mix. They'll do all of the shit that they got. And now they going on YouTube and it's like, hey guys, I got a cupcake business. You can't start a cupcake business in your house. You want to start a clothing line, you can't go get a heat presser. You probably listen. Yeah, let me say this right. You probably watching me right now and was like, I'm going to start a YouTube, and you probably been saying that to yourself for the last year, or the last 6 months, or the last 3 months, or since January 1st, you've been saying you're gonna start a YouTube. And I guarantee you, like, this has happened. Like, oh, I need to lose weight. Oh, my hair. Oh, my clothes. Oh, my, what am I talking about? But you've been having it the whole time. The whole reason why you want to start a YouTube is because somebody is not talking about the topic that you want to talk about. You should start it. So what? It's like a thought. I said it's like probably 10, 20 people talking about self-help. I don't think what I'm talking about is self-help. I mean, it probably is, but what I'm trying to tell you is like all of the shit that you've been walking around with your entire life, you can let that shit go. If you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed and like you can't make it to the next day, let that shit go. Let it go. Half of the people you're holding on to, half of the things that you're holding on to, the people that happen, they probably don't remember, or they probably suppressed it in the back of their mind and they out here living their best life. You probably watching them scrolling on their TikTok and Instagram or Facebook, like, what the fuck she's smiling for? What the fuck he's smiling for? And you just scrolling, and now you upset all over again. Let it go. I'm not telling you that it's going to be easy, but what I am telling you is that you should let that go because you are stopping yourself. I said in the beginning, in part one, I said that I was the only reason why I am not successful. I am the only reason why I'm not successful. It's not because no one gave me an opportunity. It's not because no one gave me money. It's not because no one. I am the only reason why I am not successful. Why do you say that, Chelle? Because I have all of the knowledge, the potential. I have everything I need to be successful. But if I don't apply that, a characteristic of emotional dysfunction is blaming other people. Like, now, people do fucked up shit. But after the fucked up shit is done, are you doing? Like, I'm last year I said I'm going to hold myself accountable for the things that I say and the things that I do. And I held myself accountable and I said, you know what? I have asked so much shit in the last 2 years of my life. half-assed it. At the same time I was half-assing it, I was really successful. I even blew my mind when I thought about the shit that I was doing half-assedly. And I'm making up words now. Half-assedly, I was doing shit and I was being successful in it. That's how you know that everything you need to be successful is in you. Half-assing. And then I was getting ready to cross the this year and I was like, fuck that. I'm not half-assing shit. I'm giving my all. I'm gonna put it to work. This first fucking 30 days of this fucking year, it's the moment when you realize yourself. I was saying I had to come home. I really felt like I had to come home. I had to come home. And when I say home, I had to come back to the original me, the person that I was before all the shit in my life took over and I was just surviving. And then I was like, I don't want to survive anymore. I survived a global fucking pandemics for 2 years. I don't want to survive. I mean, I want to live. I want to fucking live. I want to make podcasts. I want to score documentaries. I want to. The other day, I'm going to share. Tomorrow is the end of the month wrap up, but I'm going to share this with y'all. 3 years ago, I set out on a journey to be the number one music administrator in the world, globally, worldwide. When the aliens come, I don't, but when the aliens come to the earth and they like, who knows about music and the business of music? I want them people to be like, her, she know. That's my objective. That's where I'm at with it. Cause that's where I'm at with it. So I was trying to run. I was running to each and every artist, like, hey, you should let me do this. You should let me show and prove to you that I know what I'm doing. Right? I was doing that. Year one, year two, I was like, oh, fuck this shit. I took on more than I could chew. That wasn't the reality of it, but that was just what it felt like. And that's because I was looking at it from a different point of view. I was like, let me give of myself. Let me give. Knowing the whole time I wanted to be compensated for my time, but I was just like, oh, let me. I drew that all the way back. Um, that was 2020 or 2019, 2020, global fucking pandemic. I was like, I gotta switch this shit up. I started doing, virtual meetings 2021. I was like, fuck that. This is how much I want to be paid for my time. And if you can't pay me for my time, I thank you for even considering me. I understand and moved on. Because the thing I learned at being an entrepreneur, people gonna pay for what the fuck they want. I used to hear people say artists don't make a lot of money. Artists is broke. Listen, I'm not about to tell y'all people pockets, but I'm gonna tell you this. Anytime in Wisconsin, I don't know if y'all in another state, I know they paying more than that, but in Wisconsin, music videos cost $400. I'm gonna say they start at $400, and some of these artists be putting out 5, 6 videos, some of them a week, but I'm gonna say a month. Then they got recording, then they got distribution. It's all of these different things. So when I be thinking about people saying people broke, no, 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 no. People will pay for what the fuck they want to pay for. So I started to think to myself, you know what? I'm gonna pull this back on in. Everybody knew from the first year and a half that I was out there. It's like, hey, I could do this. Everybody knew. My name was already ringing in the streets. Music administration, that's who you go to. Last year, I know I was over here struggling. I'm not afraid to say that I was struggling. I was struggling. It is okay. If you're watching this, it is okay not to be okay. However, it is not okay to stay there. It is not. It is okay not to be okay. It is not okay to stay there. And I know that's like, well, what the fuck would I not be okay for? You need to not be okay. You need to acknowledge the fact that you're not okay. Don't wear that cape. You probably got that cape on right now watching me like, oh, I'm gonna have to I didn't laugh at this, but there's a thing like, man, I gotta figure out how I can get this money by tomorrow. And then I think it was from like next Friday, one of the Fridays, and it's like I got to figure out how to get this money by tomorrow. At the end of the day, if you don't get the money by tomorrow, guess what? You will still be alive to get that money. Not by tomorrow, maybe not by the next day, but you'll still be alive to figure it out. I want to encourage you, if right now you feel like this shit is too heavy for you to handle, listen. Someone told me that God gives his strongest soldiers the most difficult task because he know that they can handle it. I used to read the I used to read the Bible. Well versed in it. And I read the story of Job. Now, a lot of shit I don't believe in, but I read the story of Job and the analogies. I think it's all analogies. That's my personal opinion. I think it's all analogies. But when I read the story of Job, and I understand it, I'm going to talk about it from how I understand it. So, the good Lord and the man downstairs was having a conversation, and they was like, you know what? Who can I test? Or who can I allow you to test because I know that they're gonna serve me regardless. Now, this is me giving you my opinion of how it went. Now, this probably ain't how it go. You probably read it, get a different interpretation. This is how I read it. So the man upstairs is like, Job. And the man downstairs is like, you sure, Job? Ain't that your most favorite? Ain't that your ace boom cool? He's like, yeah, Job ain't going nowhere. He gonna still rock with me. I was like, okay, this about to get good. I'm all for a little foolishness. I'm reading it. So then he's like, have free reign. Now, Job was a man of a lot of wealth. He had a good family. Job was up there. He was living his best life. Living his best life. The man upstairs is like, have free reign. Job lost everything. When I say everything, everything. Job lost everything. And his wife was like, "Why don't you just go ahead and it be the people close to you, honey." His wife was like, "Why don't you just go ahead and curse God and just die?" Like, I mean, he done took everything. He took your kids, your wealth. When I tell you, the man upstairs told the man downstairs, "You can have free reign." He took free reign on everything. He took everything, literally. He didn't take that wife though. But anyways, I guess he used the wife like he used Eve, but that's a whole nother story. But anyways, so he down here and now he talking to the man upstairs like, what have I done for this to happen? And I guess the man upstairs is like, hey, the man downstairs tested me and I had to show him that I'm who I am and you rock with me the long way. He's like, just hold on a little while longer. He gonna be done a little bit. He gonna be done in a little bit because he really think that he got the upper hand on me. And this is me paraphrasing my interpretation of it. And so Job looked at the man upstairs and was like, hey, you done took everything from me, but you left her. You left her. And God like, hey, she not with me, she with him. And so he looking at her like, yeah, okay, I see what you want. You trying to get me to forsake the man that gave me all of that. Long story short, Job still rocked out with the man upstairs. And what did the man upstairs do? Prove to the man downstairs that, hey, Job is faithful. And so what did he do? He gave Job everything back times three. That analogy for me was just like, dang, that is some crazy stuff. He has to literally lose everything that he had, everything he worked hard for, everything. And in the most inopportune time, the person that he was in love with, that he married, that he got all of that with, was just like, why don't you just curse God and die? Be your own people. Like, why don't you just give up? Why don't you will never start that business. Why do you want to start a business? You don't know nothing about starting a business. It be your own people. But guess what? You have to hold on to that flicker. It's probably a little flicker now because you probably don't heard it so long. But if you hold on to it, you will see that I'll say for myself, I held on to the flicker of hope that one day I will be the greatest music administrator. And I'm going to keep saying that. I'm going to keep saying it. the greatest music administrator. So I went through running after artists, not running after artists, not getting calls, my prices being too high. I went through the gambit. When I say the gambit, I went through the gambit. And then I crossed over into 2022 and I said, I am walking in intention and I know my worth. So once I say this is what I want to be paid, or once I say this is how much I want to receive, if you are unable to, maintain that, I am okay with saying thank you for reaching out and moving on. And I said that in January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 20th, 29th, 30th. Every day, I've literally been having calls. The other day, Saturday, no, it was Friday. It was one day during this weekend. I got a phone call from a band in Brazil. I worked with an artist a year and a half ago in Wisconsin, and they talked me up to some artists in Brazil. This week I'm going to be working with that band out of Brazil. So when I'm telling you, I said all of that about Job, I said all about myself to listen to me. If you don't hear anything else I say, long as you believe that you can do it and you put in the work. If you go to church or temple or wherever, some form of your scripture reading or biblical reading or whatever it is that you read says, faith without works is dead. You can believe all day long, but if you don't do anything, put any actions behind it, it's not going to work. I told y'all I half-assed it for 2 years. So I I have all this equipment, right? I was like, I want to start a podcast. I started a podcast. And every day or every Monday, I would upload a podcast. I would never tell anybody that I had a podcast. I would say I got a podcast. Um, but I never promoted it. But I'm promoting, February, Black Excellence. This is what I'm putting out all February. Anyways, but I recorded the podcast, I uploaded it. Never shared it. Never was like, hey, go check out my podcast. Never did any of that. I checked my podcast the other day. I was like, how the hell did people find this? I told somebody, hey, you should start streaming on Twitch. Hi. You're probably watching me from Twitch. Hi. My first live stream I did was June 26th, 2020. I was turning 40 years old. And I was like, I want to do something I've never done before. I wanted to go skydiving, but I hadn't built up that courage yet. So I was like, let me do a live stream for 40 hours. Now, never live streamed before ever in my life. But see, that's me. When I say that I'm going to do something, I'm literally out there. I'm going to do it. I don't care. A global fucking pandemic can happen and I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out my way around it. I live streamed for 40 hours. My birthday was on a Friday. I live streamed from Wednesday all the way to my birthday, 40 hours. I made a ton of music. I even had guests to help me with my live stream to stay live. I slept on live. I did a lot of shit. And then I was like, I really like this live streaming. Hi, I'm live streaming right now. But I really like this live streaming thing. Now, I was a YouTuber then, but I was like, I really like this live streaming thing. And then I was making music on live. And then I started doing live karaoke's on YouTube. And then I was like, wait a minute. I'm on multiple different platforms. There has to be one platform that I could be on that I can broadcast on all of these different platforms at one time. And then I found this platform that I'm on right now. So I can be up to 30 different platforms at one time. And I said that to say this, right? Again, if you want to start a YouTube, you should start it. Who gives a fuck if there's 4 different people doing the same shit that you're doing? You're going to be authentic in what you do and people will find you. If you want to start a Twitch, Twitch isn't just for video games. And I'm going to prove it to you in February. It just isn't for video games. I do music, I juice, I meditate, I'm going to start painting. I'm going to play games. Um, I am going to do some Call of Duty mobile. I'm going to do hair. Listen, when I tell you, there's so many different levels to it. Like if you start a YouTube, you don't just have to eat, or you don't just have to whisper into the mic. You can do whatever the fuck you really want to do, except for cuss excessively. I can't say that because I be cussing excessively. I mean, you shouldn't want to do anything that could harm someone or anything like that. You can't do those things. I wouldn't. I don't know why you would have a YouTube that would do that, anyways. But whatever reason why you do YouTube, I'm gonna have a video this week of 5 things you should have. I'm not gonna give them to you right now because then you wouldn't watch the video. But one of the things you should have is a reason why you want to do it, like a vision. Like, what is your vision? Oh, I want to do it to get monetized. Okay, so that means when you get monetized, you're gonna stop making videos. See what I'm saying? Like, what's your end all be all? Like, I started a business, and I started it because I really want to help music artists get their money from music. Now, if you know the music industry, it's forever changing. So I have to keep up with the times. I have to learn new, like right now, the buzzwords in the music community is non-fungible token. Everybody want to do an NFT. I'm gonna make my new album, make my new single, make my artwork. NFTs. Don't really understand what an NFT is, but because it's the new buzzword, everybody wants to do it. So of course, one of my podcast episodes is going to talk about NFTs, but I'm just saying, like, just be authentically you. You probably like, people, how do people find me? Like, I literally streamed 40 hours on Twitch 2 years ago, and people started finding me. I kid you not, the first time I streamed live on Twitch, somebody sent me a donation. I was like, what the fuck is this? Didn't even know. I just went to check my bank account, was like, wait a minute. Actually, it was an account. And I was like, wait a minute, did you? No, that wasn't me. And I was like, well, where did it come? And then and I was like, oh, you got a friend in me. And I've been streaming on Twitch ever since. And I just said, I'm going to utilize every platform. February is Black History Month. I live Black History every day, but I'm gonna be so extra in February. I'm telling y'all, I'm gonna be extra, extra, extra. I'm utilizing every platform. I'm going live. I have access to go live on every platform, so I'm utilizing that. I'm gonna be doing a lot of singing, a lot of music making, a lot of talking. I'm just gonna fucking live, and I promised y'all last year, since y'all saw me struggle. Somebody was like, why did you do that publicly? And I was like, because think about it, right? When was the last time you saw somebody publicly? Like, when was the last time you knew somebody was going through a divorce? Like, when you saw them, like, did you think about, oh, they were just so happy? Like, yay, I'm a divorcee. Like, I know some people probably do have those moments like, oh, I can't wait to get out that shit. But that's what they be like in the forefront. Like, people break up and they be like, yeah, guys do this a lot. But girls starting to do it now too. But guys be like, yeah, they go get them a new shorty and she gonna be bad. She gonna try to shit on the last person that they was with. Or then, this is something that puzzles me. It used to puzzle me. It don't puzzle me anymore. Cause I be thinking like, what, people be with people for a long length of times, like 12, 10, 8, 50 number of years, and then they leave that person. They don't marry them. They just be with them for so long, and then they leave them, and then the next person they marry. I used to watch that and just be like, oh, I wonder how. I used to just be like, I wonder if I could interview them to see how they feel. Like, you spent so much time with the person and then they just leave and marry. Like, I'm not saying like from bitterness, but it's like that question has to be there. Like, how the fuck did I spend half of my life with you and then you go and marry? You knew I wanted to get married and then you go and marry. I don't know. As a divorcee, I'm going to say this, right? I'll tell you, that shit is not easy. I thought it was going to be. I'm not going to act like I didn't, because I was like, oh, thank you. But that shit was hard. When I say hard, When I say people need to start talking more about grief, because we only think grief when we think loss, like we lose a family member or something or loved one or whatever. But you grieve in multiple different facets of your life, like every day. When I say I fucking when they was like, "Oh, you are in the grieving process." I was like, "What the fuck?" They didn't die. They just moved on. No, you need to grieve. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Now I'm on the internet looking up the grieving process. I was like, "Oh, I don't got time for this. This is ghetto. I don't have time for it." But then honesty. I allowed myself to go through the process. I allowed myself to talk through my hurt. Talk through it. I'm I remember like I would just be silent, like shit didn't hurt. It hurt it. You see the person, it fucking hurt. It hurt. It hurt. But I didn't stay there. I started to think about, hmm, that shit hurt it. But you know what? I know, right, Joy? I'm gonna go back to I'm gonna say that real fast. I always appreciate any number of people that come because in my mind, all I say is if I just had one person, I'd be cool. And you probably like, nah, you just no, all I need is one person. One. I don't need a whole bunch of people, just one. That's why I be saying, like, when I in my videos, I be like, if you no one has told you all year or a month or whatever, I will be the first to tell you. I will tell you that because all we need is somebody to believe in us. All we need is somebody to love us. That's what we say all the time. Not realizing the person that we need to believe and love us is ourselves. Because if you love yourself and you believe in yourself, can't no Jesus himself can come down here and tell you that that is impossible. Now, you know, if you know Jesus, you know he probably trying to test you to see if you're going to really go through with it. Because now you're going to be like, dang, God, you don't even believe in me? Me, I'm going to be like, yeah, okay, Jesus, now watch me show you how I do this. That's just me. But back to this. I was, once I acknowledged the fact that it hurt, and then it was like, why did it hurt? And then I started getting into why it hurt it. And then it was just like, once you get to the root of things and you uproot it, now you have fertile ground to put something else in and build. And so I put creativity in that. When I uprooted something else, I put creativity, I put music, songwriting, I put love, I put light, I put positivity. Were those things that I was uprooting? Because you can't just like let it lie dormant because, you know, something might creep in and say, no, 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 I'm replacing it. Everything that I'm unlearning, I'm replacing it with something positive. I said this to somebody this week. I was like, you know, I think that people of color, and I'm just listen to what I'm saying. I think that people of color are allergic to positivity. And I said that because I was like, you ever like share some good news with somebody and you all excited? You like, yeah, I just scored a documentary and it's still streaming on HBO Max. You excited, right? And you share that with somebody and they was like, what the fuck you so excited for? Or what the fuck is and go there and then it's like you ever notice or I just fucking graduated or I just fucking started my business and then it's like none of the people that you hang out with on a daily basis like your business or share your business or release or promote your music or do any of that. Now you're starting to feel some kind of way. So you sit back and you like, motherfuckers ain't rocking with me. Y'all talk about y'all my friends and y'all ain't sharing my shit. And that's that part. That is at that moment where you have to step back and be like, you know what? If nobody shares my shit, if nobody comes to my fucking lives, if nobody watches my videos, guess what? I know somebody. If I have to go watch my own, at first I didn't watch my videos or lives. I would just record them and just that be it. Then I started watching back my own lives and I started to feel something from my lives and videos. And I was like, oh, I wonder if this happens for other people. Because I'll be literally telling myself, I'll be looking in the mirror like, damn, you fine. I literally, before I get out of bed, I open my eyes and I say, what am I going to do today? And today I'm going to do better than I did yesterday. I ain't trying to take over the world because That was never my objective. I just want to be a better person. I wanted to be better than I was yesterday. Every day I just want to be better than I was yesterday. I want to shed so much light, love, and positivity that people just be like, damn, she's just such a really positive person. I don't want to watch her YouTubes anymore. I hope you don't say that. Or I don't want to join her Twitches anymore. I hope you don't say that. But, like, I just want to be that, like, overwhelmingly, like, damn, she's just a ray of sunshine out here. That's what I'm striving for. That's what I'm hoping to be. And I'm grateful that I was able to work through my emotional dysfunction to get to this point. To get to this point to say, oh, that shit hurt, but guess what? I bounced back. I'm not going to sit there and waddle in the hurt. Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Oh, that just hurt me so bad. Mm-mm. It's a great big ass world out here with billions, literally billions of people out here. They say not one person's trash is another person's treasure. I'm not saying that I'm trash. I'm just saying somebody will find me and what I have to say and what I present valuable. So I will, wait for that person to come. I'm not out here chasing. I'm not chasing shit. I'm not chasing the bag. I'm not chasing life. I'm not chasing nothing. I'm living. I'm waking up every day and fucking living. I didn't know what day or time or minute or hour, but I knew that one day, I would get to this point where I would be so confident in myself and not cocky, but just confident in my ability to accomplish the things that I put in my mind. I knew that I could be good at live streaming. I knew that because I like to talk and I feel like I'm very entertaining. I remember when people was like, wait a minute, she doesn't have lenses in her glasses. No, I have contacts and I liked these frames. And so I just poke the frames out or the lenses out and just wear the frames. Different. How many YouTubers do you watch that do different stuff? That's what I'm saying. Just be different. Be different in your approach. That's the thing that I loved about like dating back in the days because people was different. It was so many different things to do. Like I want to just before this snow melts or whatever, right? I want to go on a date. And not necessarily a date with someone else that I'm going like I'm gonna go like I want to go on a date and go or not YouTubing. I want to go snow tubing. I found a place to go snow tubing, and I was like, you know what? I said today, I was like, I'm gonna hit up everybody, put them in a group message. Hey, we should go snow tubing. I said I wanted to do snowboarding. I might try it while I'm there, but I really want to learn how to ski. I feel like in my mind because I thank you for noticing. I really am. I really am. Thank you, Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina. I want to go skiing. I want to ski. I want to skydive. I want to do all kinds of shit. I want to. If I go on a date, I want to just go to like dinner and a movie. Like dinner and a movie is cool, but I want to go like axe throwing or they have a room here, not the escape room. They have a room here where you can like I'm gonna show y'all a video of it. They have a room where you could break stuff. I forgot what the name of it is, but you can go and rage room. I think it's a rage room. Rage cage. Something. It's something like that where you could go in and just smash up stuff. Like I want to do stuff like that. Like different stuff. When I seen that you could go axe throwing I was like, I want to learn how to throw an axe. This is really what I want to do. So actually, let me put this down. Let me write this down. So this week, my goal is to find a place where I can do archery. Like, let me tell you, okay, so I grew up in the hood, but I went to all white school. So of course, I like to do all kinds of shit. So I used to be so cold at the bow and arrows. Let me tell y'all why I want to do bow and arrows. So I don't know about y'all, but I be paying attention because something I learned going to predominantly white schools is um I'm a Cancer. You need to learn how to survive in all kinds of situations. That's something we need to do. So I watch Walking Dead. I love zombie movies. I don't know why, but I do. But I was watching all these different things. I be watching Naked and Afraid. I be watching all of these different things, and I thought to myself, if I got put in those situations, I don't think I would literally survive because I knew back in the days I wouldn't have survived because I didn't like bugs. I didn't like to I was in college and they took us on a little camping bonding trip and took us to the woods and we stayed in cabins and I was just like, oh, y'all know I'm from the hood, right? We don't do this stuff. Bears, big signs that say don't feed the bears. Y'all brought us to places where it's actual bears. I remember a couple of years ago we went on a hike through I don't even know what it is. It's in Detroit. And it's like be aware of bears and wolves. And we hiking through the trails, and I'm just sitting here like, am I the only person that noticed the sign, the big sign? And they're like, oh no, the bears, they're migrating somewhere else. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, but what if it's a straggler bear? Like, what if it's a bear that's like, y'all moving too fast for me? Let me go a little slower. And then it's like, ooh, look at this crowd of people that's walking through my habitat. So let me go ahead and see what's up with them. I I don't know. I just know that I be watching bears on the National Geographic channel. If you don't watch that channel, you should watch it because it's very educational. And I don't want to come face to face with a bear because I just don't. I don't want to come face to face with a coyote, a wolf, a snake, nothing. I don't want to come to face with nothing. I'll be walking outside my door and it'd be raccoons running back and forth across the street. I would sit in my car for hours and hours until y'all got it. I'm not getting out my car. They probably scared of me. I don't care. I'm not getting out of my car. I never in my mind I was thinking like I didn't see raccoons growing up. I saw pigeons. I saw a couple of deer, but I never seen raccoons this close. Like literally, like the kid y'all not, there was a raccoon in the crawl space of my house because the front part of my porch they crawled on my porch and it was cold and it got up in there and I'm hearing noises. I'm like, okay, I'm freaked out. Sure enough, it was a raccoon. Called the wildlife people. It was a raccoon in the crawl space, and I'm just thinking to myself like, oh, I can't sleep. It'll probably fall through on me. What am I going to do? That's why I be watching these National Geographic channels. I be needing to know. Like, did you know they said if you look a dog in the eye, they be having all these different theories, but they was like a dog only chases you because you started running. So I was like, wait a minute. So you trying to tell me it's a vicious dog right there, and I'm just supposed to look at it? If you know, people of color, you're not looking at no dog. You instinct. You see a dog coming. It could be a little dog. You gonna hop up on something because it's like, hey, I'm not about to. It's not about to bite me. And then people say this, right? You ever heard somebody with a dog say they don't bite? In my mind, since it's not common to me, say anything with teeth will bite. That's just where I say, really, Sabrina. They say Pisces and Cancers are good together. They say they are. I wouldn't know. I was married to a Sagittarius, fucking Sagittarius. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. Sagittarius, and it's not because of her. It's just like every Sagittarius I know. Sagittarius, and let me tell you the three ones that I just know that just tests me. This is emotional dysfunction. That's hilarious. Three people that just tests me: Geminis, Leos, and Sagittarius. I kid you not. I can literally tell when I come into the presence of those three people. I could literally tell. And I'm not one for like signs or horoscope. I'm not one for those, but I figured it out. I can literally tell when I know the whole, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because my mother is a Leo. She's a really amazing woman, and my brother, my twin brother, he is born June the 1st. how's he your 10? Because we're the same age from the 1st to the 26th. But he's a Gemini and I'm a Cancer. So you already know how that situation is. But I love my brother, but he's a Gemini. I mean, when you know them that labor among you, you understand. I understand him. I've known him for 40 years. Yeah, but that's just like me. Like someone's like, you're a visionary, you're an empath. And I was like, what the hell is an empath? What the hell is that? And I started understanding what an empath is, and I was like, oh yeah, that's why I be hi Wanda. That's why I be in my house. You hear me? I be in my house. I don't be watching the news. But when somebody was like, are you ready to date? Um, I really took that into consideration. I said, no, not at this time. What do you mean? Like you've been single, y'all been, and I was like, yeah. But for me, I think it's just I think the world needs to heal. I really think that the world needs to heal. I think not just because we were in a global fucking pandemic, but because the world, like everyone has have personal experiences come from families, whether it was good or bad. Like we all have those experiences. And that's where I'm at with it, Sabrina. That's where I'm at. I'm just over here chilling, doing me, living my life, living. Not surviving. I'm fucking living. And when the time is right, it will happen. Until then, I'm going to keep living and loving and doing me, enjoying life. Because mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. I'm not going to put myself in those situations again. I'm saying, they say, when you know better, you do better. I find that so funny. And I say it's funny because anybody over the age of 30, I'm just going to say it. Anybody over the age of 30, you know better. You know better. You just don't want to do better. I don't know why. I told myself before I crossed into 2022, I was like, fuck that. I mean, the last 2 fucking years of my life was up in the air, literally. Up in the air. I didn't know if I was going to be able to work. I didn't know if I was going to have food, especially in 2020. That shit was scary. You might not admit it to yourself, but that shit was scary to me. Like the whole entire world shut down. Like you couldn't go outside. Like if you was outside, they was really like, yeah, it's a no for me. It's a no for me. All my quarantine food, still got it. I got that. I got coins I'm putting up. Remember they had a coin shortage? How the hell y'all have a coin shortage and nobody was able to go outside for a whole year? And y'all print your own money? I don't know. I just been thinking like I don't want that to happen to me again. I'm that type of person. You get me once. That's your first and last time. It's ain't no give me once. Shame on you. All of that. It's a no for me. I learn fast. Once you give me once, it's a no. Before I used to give people chance after chance after chance, chance after chance, and you be thinking because people are adults with functioning brains that they would just change. It would just okay, you did some shitty stuff, and I told you about the shitty stuff you did, and then you thought it was cool, but you could still do shitty stuff. It's a no for me. No for the shitty stuff. It's a no. I don't no. In 2022, I already said the first video, hey, if you bring that shit to my doorstep in 2022, I'm resolving it while it happened. And then after that, I'm gonna move on. Whatever I actually started that in December. So I kind of came into the new year like that. It's a no for me. I'm with all of the shits. I'm not gonna be out here fighting people or nothing like that, but I'm just gonna speak my piece. And once I speak my piece, I'm leaving it at that. Peace. Mm. Peace, the peace that passes all understanding. Peace. The crazy thing is I was sitting the other day, I was talking to my little Yeah, I was talking to my little brother and I was just like, my uncle used to lecture. I say they were lectures, but we will have real life conversations about real life shit. And when the older people get talking, hi, I'm an older person. But when the older people get talking, they be talking and you just be like, you're like, what the fuck does that mean? Why can't you just say it in plain English? And then my little brother said something the other day and it was like the words my uncle said rung clearly in my ear and I repeated them, but I repeated them in the words where I wished he would have broke it down for me. I said it to my little brother and I was like, that shit was so cold. That shit was so cold. But if you think about it, right? People say shit to you, like the older people, like your mother probably was like, that person ain't your friend. You probably like, she don't want me to hang out with people. Man, moms always be on that shit. Then some shit happen, get down the line a little bit, some shit happen, and you be like, moms is right though. Damn. And we've been friends for like I real life was thinking about all the people that I was calling my friends and my sisters and my kids and my bros and all that. That shit wasn't real. Like it was real to me. It was real to me. It was real to me. But then like shit happened and it's just like, yeah, no, that is not real. That's what I was saying. Like you gotta be honest with yourself. And I was honest, like, I really only have three brothers. Three. I had a sister, she passed away. So it's just me, the only girl. And I have three brothers. And I have two nieces and a slew. Look, two nieces and one, two, three. No, I have three nieces and three nephews. Mm. And they love me and I love them. And I wouldn't trade them for the world. It's crazy how I started part one and I had a really high voice and now my voice is like really low. I'm gonna give me some tea and work this out because it's crazy how I planned out videos and content and all kinds of stuff and now I'm losing my voice. Not gonna happen because when I wasn't trying to do nothing and I had a voice, I appreciate. Thank you, Journey. I appreciate that. And I definitely am a homebody and I definitely am emotional. The thing of it is I don't try to force my emotions on other people though. Like if I'm feeling something, I know how to like deal with my emotions rather than to like try to forecast them on other people. Nah, I'm not with that. I'm all for like handling me, but I do love being at home, especially Wi-Fi, and mainly because I was homeless and I just like being at home. I'm gonna say that I like being at home. I love being at home. I do. But 2022, hey, I know my grandmother's birthday is June 27th. Yep. 2022, I really want to go on a cruise. Like I really do. And I'm telling you, the way that Carnival is courting me right now, Carnival be all in my inbox. Now y'all know if before the pandemic it was like Wi-Fi drink packages was up the wazoo. Now they like Wi-Fi drink packages. You can get a suite. And I'm just like, oh, y'all trying to get me because y'all trying to get me. And then I saw the last cruise and I was like, it's a no for me. And then I started watching other cruise, people that's going on cruises and the ship going out without it and then they coming back, everybody got it. It's a no for me. It's a no for me. I'm not with it. I do want to travel though. I do have plans. I want to go to Vegas. California is definitely on my list. I want to do a lot of traveling. Colorado, and not for the reason that you think. But Colorado. I love the mountains. I don't know, like I feel like I'm being drawn to nature. Like that's what I feel like. I real life feel like I should go like camping. I want to go snow tubing because I just feel like it's something I should do. Like nature things. I really just want to do. I don't know why, but I just feel drawn to that. It's just like I was creating music and I was like, I'm creating a lot of meditative, like mellow, like thought provoking stuff. So I have more meditations coming this week across all of my channels. Everybody's getting a meditation. You getting a meditation. You getting a meditation. Everybody getting a meditation. But no, I'm pretty excited. Thank you all for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. You don't have to come here, but I appreciate the fact that you take the time to come. I appreciate the fact that you came yesterday and hung out with me Saturdays and Sundays. I'm telling you, this is like 3 years in the making. I celebrated on the 27th. I celebrated 4 years. I'm sorry, that question was asked a long time ago, but I celebrated 4 years being back on YouTube. Four. This is my fourth year. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me see for real. I think it's 5 years. I want to say five. I want to say five. That's what I want to say. Ha. I want to say five, and it's been five. Thank you, Sabrina. I hope that you come back. We have this every Sunday at 7. Saturday we have karaoke where I perform live. It's actually been 5 years. So you already know this is about to be bomb. Hey. It's been 5 years. January the 22nd. I celebrated 5 years on YouTube. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. 5 whole years. Having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up because I have to get some tea in me because this right here is a bit much. If you are experiencing a nor'easter, however you say it, make sure that you are safe. If you haven't already, go get some non-perishable food items, get you some candles, get you some blankets, comforters, quilts, get you some long johns. You know, I live in Wisconsin, so I'm kind of used to the cold. It be below zero. It was like -10 on last Saturday. Get you all of that stuff. Make sure you call and check on your family. Oh, I want to say this right. I wanted to say this yesterday in the video I made, but I forgot. So I'm going to say it right now. If someone drops on your heart and your mind, we are living in a digital age, which I know you probably be like, I'm going to reach out and call them or I'm going to send them a text. We're living in a digital age where you can pick up your phone and do one of this, hey girl, or what up, bro? I just wanted to see how you was doing. And you will never know like how that will change a person's day. So do that. Like, do that. I mean, we went from not being able to see everybody all the time to not being able to see them to like, oh, I don't know if I want to see you because just elevate the way you reach out to people. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. Journey with Kiki, I owe you a conversation, you and I'm gonna send you a DM on IG. I'm real life serious about this. But that's all I got. Remember that it is important for you to use your words because whether you believe it or not, that is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. I know you probably feel like, well, they should know. They should know. That'd be the thing all the time. They should know. The reality of it is you have to look at it as if people don't know. And then once you tell them, now what you do after that is a whole nother thing because I really be thinking, but I'm gonna tell you. And then once I tell you, if you still do the same shit that I just told you about, then I know I have to remove myself from the situation. And in 2022, I'm removing myself from everything. I don't even care. Like, I don't care. Um, in case you need a friendly reminder. Oh no, that's not. I'm doing my whole little speech all out of whack. Anyways, I will never let a live video, vlog, short, live stream, anything that I present to you go out without me telling you to love yourself. Choose you. Know yourself. Choose you. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You will not lead you wrong. I know you probably think like, oh, and I don't make good decisions. That's because no one told you that you had the opportunity to do that. You have options. No one told you that. You can choose good, you can choose bad. I don't agree with that whole good bad thing, but you could choose that. You can choose to do the opposite of what you've always done. You should try that. I mean, hey, we 2 years and 30 days into a global fucking pandemic. You should be trying everything right now, except for drugs and alcohol. I'm not encouraging that, but starting a business, try, fail, start a YouTube, figure out, just figure the shit out. There's nothing but space and opportunity for you to figure it out. In case you need a further reminder, I just said it, but hey, we are currently surviving 2 fucking years and 30 days. Our real life survived this. Real life survived it. Um, and you should be living your best life right now. Don't wait till you get more money. Don't wait till you get married. Don't wait till you have kids. Don't wait till you find that significant other. Don't wait till your life get into a better place. Make your life what the fuck you want it to be. Do that. Don't wait for somebody to give you the life that you want. Make it. Create it. Don't let somebody else tell your story for you. Write your own story. I had to say that because I just posted that today or yesterday, I think. But write your own story. Create what you want. I'm creating everything that I want. And it's actually pretty fun. It's pretty dope when you could create your reality in the midst of the reality that the world tries to give you. Anyways, um, if no one has told you in the first 30 days of 2022, I will take pride in being the first to tell you I love you. And you probably looking at this camera, you probably listening to this audio like, how the fuck do you love me? I don't even know you because you are a human being that deserves love. I love you. I believe in you. You have every fucking thing you need to be successful right up in here. Hold on, let me make sure you can see it. Right in here, so you can hear me too. You just gotta activate it. Um, if you haven't already, if you're on YouTube, go to the community tab, check out the song list for next week's Sunday or Saturday night vibes. I'm doing all love songs for February. I the poll is 5, but I'm thinking I'm gonna do more. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. I got 24 hours to figure it out before I add more to it. Or maybe I'll just add more to it for next week. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I'm singing all 5 of the songs that are there. Um, I'm getting better with the song choices. I'm getting better singing. I have rap. I have hip hop, gospel, pop, R&B. Actually, on Sundays, I'm doing a little thing on Twitch. So if you're not following me on Twitch, it's Chelles Closet. The thing is not down here, but it's Chelles Closet on all social medias. Look up Chelles Closet. I'm there. It's me. You're gonna see me. Um, but Sundays I'm gonna do a little praise and worship. Um, just because I love the music and I'm doing positive shit. And what's more positive than praise and worship? Yep, that's what I'm doing. That's all I got. I don't know if my video uploaded, but if it didn't, it's gonna upload. Thank you, the Gaynadin. I don't know how to say it. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. Thank you. Um, yeah, I got that. My video is I don't. Well, I don't. But they will be set up starting February the 1st because I'm still figuring out this platform that I'm using. And I'm gonna try to figure it out. I'm gonna try to figure it out. If you could send me a whisper, if you know I know how to read messages on Twitch. But if you could send me a whisper and point me in a direction on how to do that, I would greatly appreciate that. See what I'm saying? Do y'all see that? Thank you. I really appreciate that. I mm, see, it's stuff like that. It's just like one person. All of y'all here, I really appreciate all of y'all, but it was just that just is like that's so crazy. Um, pull it together, Chelle. Pull it together. No, I don't even care. Y'all know I don't care about crying at all. I don't. I really feel like if we saw more people crying, um, we saw more people being open and honest about shit. Like I'm gonna put this out there, right? I'm gonna put this out there. It could happen. I believe it could happen. If more men, if more guys, if more homosexuals, more transsexuals, like more people like that were once taboo start talking about the shit and their experiences and things that they went through, I guarantee you that more people will feel comfortable in their skin. More people will want to live their lives open and honest, but we don't see a lot of that. We see a couple of them, but they don't even talk about their journeys. Like if we had more people being that, then I believe that life would be greater. I believe that more young kids will be more comfortable. I believe that more parents will be more open to talk to their kids about things. I believe, I believe emotions. I would cry just right now. I've been crying all week. Not sad tears. I said this in my video, not sad tears, just happy tears. Just like when you get to the point where you fully are home, where you are yourself, where you love yourself, you know yourself, you trust yourself, and you just believe in who you are and you present that on a daily basis. Like when I sit right here and turn this camera on, I don't put on for anybody. What you see is what you get. This is what it is. Now there's other levels because if we going out, I'm gonna put on, I'm gonna smell good. I'm gonna do all of that. But I'm just saying, like, I be my most authentic self with you because the last thing I want to do is sugarcoat any fucking thing. Cause life, it don't be sugarcoating shit. And again, I'm just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know that you are not alone and you can overcome whatever the fuck life throws at you. You can. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because I got a night meditation coming at 10:30. I still gotta upload my video. Hey, thank y'all for all of the love and support. I have turned this into a podcast. Let me see if I could share. Let me see if I could share. Let me see if I could share the. How do I do it? I'm gonna share. I'm gonna post it. You know what? I'm gonna post it right now in the community tab. Just I'm talking to y'all, but I'm gonna post it. The cover for my um new podcast, Nurturing Conversations. So I'm doing that. I'm gonna have two podcast shorty out here. Um, but yeah, I'm doing that because I just want to help. If I could share anything about my life and not just so I could be like, "Ooh, look at me," but it's like if more people talked about the fucked up parts of their life and instead of everybody just always like, "Honey, I wake up like this." Listen, sometimes I wake up, I have a bonnet on, I have crust in my eyes. If I'm getting that good sleep, you have to do like this when you're getting that good sleep. Hey, I'm gonna tell you about it. Like we all know people sleep like that. We all know people wake up like that, but I'm not one of those. I woke up like this. Maybe one day, but right now, no. No. That's all I got. I love y'all. Thank you, the Gaten. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, everybody, for watching, the subscribes, the support. Thank you. That's all I got until 10:30 or whenever my other video uploads. Until I see y'all again. I love you. Peace.